Hey everybody, this is Justin with the Millennial Mixtape, back today with something a little different. We're going to be taking a retrospective look at Parachutes by Coldplay. That's right, as of today, we've had 20 years in the company of Chris Martin and company, the rest of the guys that make up Coldplay. They've all been around now for 20 years, and so we're going to take a listen to their first full-length album that was released this day in 2000 and see if it holds up. Back after this. Alright, and we're back. Thanks for tuning in. If you like the content I'm putting out, be sure to like and subscribe. And really quickly, I'm still running my giveaway until August 1st. I'm going to be giving away either a gift card to iTunes or Google Play, or if you'd like, because the other series I run on my channel is Best Theme Song Ever, I will give away a season of your favorite show, provided it's on Vudu, Amazon, iTunes, or Google Play. I will be giving away, gifting a digital copy of that season. Without further ado, let's get into Parachutes by Coldplay. Now, this is the album that most of us became aware of who Coldplay is because of the smash success that was the song Yellow. So I tried to approach this album with fresh ears. I tried to pretend I had not heard anything from Coldplay past this album, just kind of wipe all of that other stuff out, which was surprisingly easy. Pretty much everything from Coldplay here in the last decade is mostly forgettable, save for their appearance on Game of Thrones. I mean, outside of that, I can't really say that they've done too much that's captivating, but I'm not gonna diss on them too much. This album's actually pretty good. So the album is mostly subdued and kind of understated, with little flits of brilliance that are scattered around, and it was a really nice change from what was going on at that point on the radio, because Britpop and pop rock at that time were really kind of held hostage by these garage rock bands. We had Arctic Monkeys, Block Party, Franz Ferdinand, the Fratellis, Editors, Kaiser Chiefs, like all of these kind of garage rock bands were really popular at that point in time. So then Coldplay drops this album in July of 2000, and the sounds that are coming out of it, which are now all too familiar for their kind of sonic and choral chord progressions and the way that they choose to construct their songs, now is all too familiar, but back then it was really fresh and new and slid under what was coming out on the radio. Of course, with this album, the band rose to prominence and rose to kind of international fame because of the song Yellow. This song is probably the most unimportant and insubstantial song in the mix. Ultimately, it is definitely the most radio friendly and most accessible, but musically it's kind of staccato and driven meter. It helps you forget that Chris Martin is at times one of the worst lyricists in modern music. I mean, they were all yellow. Like, if you've heard the story behind this, you know that he saw a phone book or the Yellow Pages. It was like, that's it. That's a hit. Like, what is that about? Now, throughout this album, the band does drop hints at what is to come and what is now their history and the future from, anyway.
That you
have the occasional dreamy, shoegazy guitar leads from Johnny Buckland. Those are like the treat of the album. They really make the album into something extraordinary. You also get those euphoric church chord progressions that Chris Martin has made himself famous for. He can really kind of integrate those into modern music and make it sound fresh and current. So my favorite tracks on the album are going to be the ones that are quieter and a little bit more raw and natural. Sparks is always and forever one of my favorite Coldplay songs. It is definitely one of the more introspective lyrically that Chris Martin has put out, and because of that it's less ooey gooey high school poems, right? Like Taking Back Sunday talks about. It's definitely one of his better songs that he's written. And then we also have songs like Trouble, which is good, Spies, which is an excellent rock song, Don't Panic, also an excellent rock song, and Shiver's pretty good too. Really, almost everything but the title track, Parachutes, and Yellow are just standouts. Everything's really good except for those. And when you listen to this album from the perspective of now, like if I was listening to this album and then Coldplay like hit it big with Yellow and then I didn't hear from them again, they would be the band that 20 years from then, now, they'd be like, man, what happened to that band that had that really big hit, a couple decades ago? And I would be like, oh yeah, I missed them. It had some good stuff. And this is an album that clearly has and had the potential to propel a band into something much bigger. I don't think anybody could have predicted that they would get as large as they are, especially when you consider that the next two albums that they put out, A Rush of Blood to the Head and X and Y, are stellar. Like, those two albums are definitely the best that in Coldplay's entire discography. Like, those are really, really excellent albums. So if I were reviewing this album today, if this came out today and I was reviewing it, the fact that it doesn't sound like what's on radio now, notwithstanding, I mean, obviously it's a different time and we're kind of trying to transpose it to modern times, but I would have to give this album a solid 4 out of 5. Again, I wouldn't expect them to become as huge as they have, but at the same time, like, this is a really solid album and they put in a lot of work. And when Coldplay acts as a band and not a vehicle for Chris Martin, they can do some stuff. And like, this is evidence of that. So for our 2020-20-year retrospective on Parachutes by Coldplay, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It's a solid offering by a band that is going places. They're going places. All right, so that will do it for our first retrospective. If you want more content like this, where I kind of look at albums from yesterday, let me know in the comments. I'll be glad to throw some more of those in the mix. And don't forget about my giveaway. It is going on until August 1st. Be sure to like the video, comment and subscribe, and share. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. It would really help out the visibility of the channel. I'm currently at 83, so let's get that out there so I can do the giveaway. All right, so that's gonna do it for me. I'm Justin with the Millennial Mixtape. My weekly series, Best Theme Song Ever, comes out every Monday. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell gizmo so you're notified of every new edition of that series. And I will catch you in the next one. Until I see you, stay well, stay safe, and wear a mask. Don't forget to wear a mask.